Last time it was no tennis.
One of these bullets is like us, traveling forwards through time. The other one's going backwards. Can you tell which is which? How about now?
Why does it feel so strange?
You're not shooting the bullet. You're catching it.
Whoa.
I done went back in myself, felt like hell. Work, I risked it, pace yourself. How you living? Know you thrilling, office in it. How I got my stripes and pennies backing out in the street. One is wild, let it be. Rages out, gotta eat. Not a vibe, but away with the sound. By the way, kinda down by the days.
Who's the American?
He seems nice. I invited him to the dinner.
Who's good with fists for a diplomat?
There are people in the future who need us.
You got something. Not gonna like it.
Time isn't the problem. Getting out alive is the problem.
Close the opera. Hit the red and blue outside, I think our options up. I'm around the map, I had to line it up. I be swerving on the waves, it's like a line of up. Moving first on my turf, I'm out of line. I put in work, I draw the line and cross it first. I need the time, I need the search. It's just like one and make it work. Skirt, in a verse.
You have no idea what you're getting yourself into if you go through that door.
It's slow motion when I dance.
Well, I'm going, so any tips will be welcome.
Ain't no time, I'm facing scams.
What do you think we're seeing?
The detritus of a coming war.
You want to crash a plane? Well, how big a plane?
That part is a little dramatic.
On my way to IMAX, ready to go and watch Tenet, and I'm going to leave you my review later on today. I don't know whether it's going to be a spoiler-free review or whether I'm just going to do all-out spoilers. Because if there's one thing I do know, it's going to be nearly impossible to do a spoiler-free review if the film is as complex as I hope it is. We've been locked in now for 5 months. So we've been sitting at home, watching all the trash TV. We've been catching up with all we got to do. Some of us still working, like myself. Some of us have been working, so we haven't had the time to sit down there and binge watch just about everything there is on Netflix. So it's nice to get out and go and see a film that allows you to express your mind and think and open yourself up to different possibilities. And that's why I love sci-fi. That's why sci-fi movies is my favorite genre. And what I'm looking for here in this film is this. I'm looking for a film along the lines of Interstellar. So for those of you who didn't see Interstellar, or for those of you who didn't get Interstellar, Interstellar was a film that understood certain dimensions that the human population and human mind and mankind itself has not embraced itself with yet. So we all understand what 2D is, two-dimensional. We all understand what 3D space is, but we don't understand 4D and 5D. 4D and 5D, 4D space, 5D time. So those are the things that we don't really, humans haven't comprehended yet. We don't understand it. So that's the reason why we can only exist in three-dimensional space, from what we know, from how we perceive. So 4D and 5D do exist. And our understanding of the way how time, space and dimension works was fully explained in that film. And that alone gives you an insight into how Christopher Nolan's mind works. As a film writer, director, he understands that in order to take us to that different level, he has to make new concepts up. And those concepts have to do with how he perceives time. And we've all seen how time has fallen flat on its face. You know, you only have to look at the Avengers Endgame movie for that. But Christopher Nolan as one of the brightest minds of our time, and he really hit the nail on the head in Interstellar. Inception also was slightly different in terms of the dream state and how many levels of the dream state that you can go. But this film, I'm hoping to see tonight how he's going to envelope that technology, that foresight of how time works in a different way, as he would say, inverse time. Yeah, and so that's really what I'm looking for. I don't want to talk about any parallels yet. Yeah, I've got a couple of parallels in my mind, but I don't really want to talk about it yet because I want the film to surprise me. I don't want to say, oh, it's going to be like this, or I'm expecting it to be that concept, or I'm expecting it to have that dynamism. I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting it to just show me something new. So from that perspective, I'll get back to you guys as soon as I finish the film and find out whether the answer is yes or no, whether Christopher Nolan was able to expand my mind in terms of time and space. So I'll speak to you guys later, man. Hope I enjoyed the film, and then I'll give you a quick review after I see the film. All right, talk to you later, man. Peace. Okay, guys, just came out from seeing Tenet with Storm and Anton, and I've got to say, I really like the film. For me at the moment, I'm probably give it about 9.1% out of 10. And first of all, I just want to say that everything that I thought that this film could deliver, it delivered on it. And I wanted it to extend my mind in terms of concepts, and it really did that. I was on the mindset of The Arrival, the sci-fi film, and I was on the mindset of Dr. Manhattan from DC Comics, and I was kind of using that as a template of where I wanted Christopher Nolan to go, and he absolutely went there. Everything, the entropy, the radiation, and again, I'm not spoiling anything for you guys, this is spoiler free, but I'm just saying in terms of the concepts of time, it was bang on. And you kind of think it might be something else that's going to be overly complex and overly sci-fi, and my head's going to be spinning, and it doesn't actually do that. It explains the time travel in a way that it really does make sense, in a way that it can be fleshed out, yeah? And in a way the movie can have fun with it as well. And the movie does all these different things. Oh my God, guys, it does some things that the action is really good, but it's tangible in terms of the way it fits inside of the film. I thought Act 2 was a little bit slow. I thought Act 2 was starting to drag on a little bit. The film is 2.5 hours, and Act 3 though just comes together really well. And remember, Act 3 is the hardest thing to nail, you know, trying to sort of stick that landing. That's what every film really struggles with. This film doesn't struggle with that. It really puts the pieces together well. In fact, it puts them together so well that by the time you leave, you're just thinking, yeah? You're like, and that can only be Christopher Nolan. Guys, it's a Christopher Nolan classic. Is it his best film? No, it isn't his best film. Is it one of his best ideas? Yes, it definitely is one of his best ideas. But I want us, look, the acting was superb. Robert Pattinson in this film was just flawless. I mean, he hit the nail right on the head. I had my concerns about playing Bruce Wayne in terms of what he can do, but this film, again, just like How the Lighthouse, he just nails it. Absolutely top quality. Again, David John Washington, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Denzel should be so proud of his son, because right now he's turning into a bona fide Hollywood actor. His poise, the way how he brings himself, his screen presence, his voice, he's got that Denzel voice, and it just sucks you in. I like the fact that he trained really hard for this film. He put on a lot of muscle and actually looked like he can take guys out. And you'll see that in some of the fight scenes. But I want to talk about, first of all, there's two things. First thing, the cinematography in this film is probably one of his best ever. I mean, some of the stuff he did in Dunkirk, he's done here. The camera shots, the way how the camera pans, it's close in when it needs to be, and then it pans out and scales just the way it needs to be as well. There's some of the scenes where there's limited stuff on the scene, so you can concentrate on what he wants you to look at. That is done so well in the scene. And I also want to talk about Ludwig Göransson. Now, Ludwig Göransson is the guy who done the music score for Black Panther, and he also did the music score for Venom. The last work that he did was, which you guys have heard me talk about non-stop, which is Star Wars The Mandalorian. He absolutely nailed that soundtrack. And in this film, when we saw Rise of Skywalker last November, and then in IMAX you got the 5-minute scene of Tenet, where they're rushing into the theatre hall and they're wearing all the black armor gear and all that. That's how this film starts off. And you get that thumping bass sound, and you get that immediate urgency. And listen, the film is full of that. The music score in this film is just so wonderful. It's beauty to listen to. Literally, there's no end scene credits, but I stayed until the end just because I wanted to hear the music. And look, if Disney are planning on making a Tron 3 movie, get this guy in there to do the music score. Ludwig Göransson is just absolutely, he's the next, you know, we've had John Williams, we've had Hans Zimmer, and now I think this guy is the next guy coming up in terms of nailing music scores. It was an absolute beauty to listen to. But anyway, listen, that's it from me, guys. And that's spoiler free, so I can't really say anything more to you guys than that. And what I'll do is I'll get my head into it. I need to go and see it again, and then I'll do a full spoiler review probably in the middle of this week. I'll give you guys like a week to go and see it. And if you can't be bothered to go and see it, then tough. I'll have to talk about it, because there is way more to talk about and discuss with this film. But that's it from me, guys. Talk to you later. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Peace out, man.